What's your advice for guys who are trying to date in today's world?
Oh my gosh. I think the more you work on yourself and your inner confidence, the easier it'll be. The less you'll have to make things up, the less you're gonna have to say some certain line. You're just gonna be yourself because you're working on yourself. The more confident you are, the more you're going to attract a confident individual. And so I would just keep it relaxed. For me, I would keep it relaxed. Don't try to work so hard at it, but also give yourself a challenge to put yourself out there. Whether it's every day I'm going to talk to someone who I think is interesting, whether it be online or someone I meet at a coffee shop, I'm going to give myself the challenge to potentially get rejected. And the more you do that, you're going to build confidence because you're going to learn how to communicate to people better who you're curious about or attracted to. And I remember when I was 16, I was terrified to speak to girls. Couldn't speak to girls because I was afraid, I was insecure, I felt stupid, all these things. And I gave myself that challenge when I was 16 in the summer. I said, anytime there's a girl that I'm attracted to or I think is cute, I'm going to walk right up to them and have a conversation. Now, I never could do that before. And it was terrifying to me. And the first couple of weeks, I just got rejected over and over. Girls laughed at me, girls ran away from me, all these things happened. My worst nightmare happened. But little by little, I was like, oh, I'm never gonna see that person again. It doesn't matter, right? It's okay to get rejected. Let me just go back again. And knowing that I'm going to fail, it made it more easier for me to be confident the next time. So that's what I would say is give yourself a challenge. Be more of yourself by working on yourself and increasing your confidence with different skills that you want to learn. And you're gonna project real confidence as opposed to some pickup line. And you're gonna attract the right people.
Yeah, so this is one of those areas where, I didn't, as I say, I haven't had a lot of dating experience, but the dating experience that I did have was extraordinarily productive. So I batted basically 1,000 in my dating life because I didn't date very much at all. And then I dated and I got married and it's great. So
one final piece of advice that I had from a great relationship coach for women who came on my show, his name is Matt Hussey. He said, if you want to attract the right partner, create a list of all the things you want from those people. Everything, write it down, everything you want to attract from that person, and then become those things.
Exactly. This is exactly right. And when I see guys who are whining about they can't get a date, very often it's because you don't deserve a date, man.
No.
It's because you haven't made yourself a person who is dateable.
Exactly.
And it happens for women too. You see people who rail against reality. This is one of my pet peeves just in life, but in dating too, is people who rail against the reality. So you'll see somebody who's not in shape and then they're railing they're not finding enough attractive partners. And it's like, well, why don't you go to the gym?
Work on yourself.
Right, it's not somebody else's responsibility to be attracted to you.
Yeah.
Right, it's your responsibility to make yourself attractive if you want this thing. In any other area of life, you would recognize this.
And there's a lot of people that are just saying, just love yourself for who you are. Yes, and continue to work on yourself every single day.
Maybe you suck.
Right. Because you can love yourself for who you are and where you're at and all the things you've done in your life, but that's not going to get you where you want to be.
Right, it doesn't mean everybody else has to love you.
Exactly.
You loving yourself is not
doesn't mean you're going to attract what you want. You've got to continue to work on yourself.
Yeah, exactly.